Welcome to another segment of the Court Journal. It's your boy Sniper J here, and the quote of the day. This is from Google, y'all. So I didn't make this one up. This is from Google. It's a May 7th, 2025. Believe you can, and you're halfway there. Okay, let's get to it. Okay, welcome back. And today, this is 2 weeks in a row. I have a special guest on, and this special guest, I'm gonna call out his stats before we even say his name. He's 48 and 35. He's above 500 on the win column. He used to be a coach for the prep, but he is shopping around, taking a look around. We don't know where he's gonna land next. Coach Dre Pope, how you doing today?
Snapper J, I'm glad to be talking to you again. How you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. I'm not here to blast you about the next coaching opportunity. I'm not here to talk about none of that. But what I am here to talk to you about is Hoops Theory that's already started today. Actually, the games are going on right now, but this is being filmed the day before. So we're kind of like in the future right now, Coach Pope.
Hey, Area, man, I'm so excited to be watching this and seeing who survives in advance, man.
Yep. Exactly. And the reason I have you on, because I know you're a good coach. I know you know basketball at the highest level. And, I only bring coaches onto my podcast. This is not a players podcast. I don't know if that's going to change or not. But I like to have the best of the best coaches on here. And you, my friend, you are one of the best of the best. So I just want to talk to you about hoops theory. And the first thing I want to cover is who is your favorite to win it all?
My favorite is Kentucky, surprisingly.
Oh,
I know a lot of people are saying Duke, but I'm a North Carolina fan, so
mm-hmm.
I couldn't pick Duke, but I had them in the title game. But I just like Jameson Johnson, and Glory Tate and Adonis Knight and Trey Trust. They're getting their groove on. They won the SEC championship over Alabama. I think they're trending in the right direction, and I expect them to, do that thing, especially with being the number two seed. I think that's kind of an insult. I thought they should have been the number one, but I got them winning it all.
Kentucky and Duke in the championship is what I think I heard. I said, I'm not mad about that. I'm not mad about that. But Kentucky's going to have to go through a couple teams. I think they're going to beat Oregon with no problem. That's 2 and 15, right? I'm not sure who's going to win this Purdue Arizona matchup, but they're going to have to face, that's going to be I'm not going to say tough game, but it's going to be start to pick up the difficulty, right? And then they're going to have to run into, I'm just going to say it here. It's going to be Iowa, right? Iowa is ranked the third seed, and Lemarion Sherwood versus Johnson. I think that's what everybody wants to see. If Kentucky can somehow get past that game, Coach Pope, I agree with you. I think they are to quad bound. I think they're going to make it to the quad, and I'm interested to see who you have in your quad to face against them. But on the championship, that's an interesting pick you have there, Coach Pope.
Um, I know they more than likely. I do have Arizona upsetting Purdue in my bracket.
Mm-hmm.
So I do think they're going to go through Yams. And Arizona, I do think they're going to go through Sherwood. And they are tough matchups. And I agree with that. I wouldn't be shocked if Kentucky did lose to Iowa, but I think that game would be close.
Yes.
And I do think Kentucky will, prevail or whatnot, too.
100%. I honestly have Kentucky and Iowa meeting in that Super 16 game, and I'm being honest with you. I don't have Kentucky making it out of that one. I have Sherwood and Iowa making it out that one, but I have Iowa making it to the quad and everything. So I think that game in the Southern region, that Super 16 game, is going to determine who makes it to the quad. Because I think whoever wins that game is going to beat Bama to make it to the quad. And None against Alabama. I just don't think they got what it takes. I think they are number one seed. They are a really good team, but I think the lights are going to be a little too bright for them when it comes to that grade eight, if that makes sense, Coach Pope.
Yes, and a surprising thing too. It's no knock for Alabama. You know, I do like Alabama, but I think they get upset in the Super 16
Ooh,
against Miami. I got Miami going all the way to the final eight.
the grade eight. Yep, the defending champs, which is not a bad call, cause again, they've been there, they done that, and they started to gain momentum. But let's just keep this thing moving. The next topic is people call it a Cinderella team. Do you have one of those looking at this bracket?
Like I mentioned, I did have Miami making a run,
Miami?
even though even though they're 12 seed, they are the defending champs.
Right.
So I do have them making that run, and
I think that's
that's
fair to say, Coach Pope. You know, they're ranked the 12th seed. They've been struggling all year, and even though they are the defending champs, right? They're in this position where they could be a Cinderella team, even though they are the champs, because they haven't impressed anybody, but they have been good lately, and they're a team that's widely slept on in this Hoop Stereo bracket, I think.
yes, they really are. And also, I have South Carolina and Rutgers making it to the Super 16.
Mm.
I think they're going to get through the first weekend. With Rutgers, I know they play Princeton, and I like Dylan Harper to go off against them. I
Mhm.
don't think Princeton has the offense to keep up with Rutgers, and the Utah South Carolina matchup in
Mhm.
the first round. I, I wasn't high on Utah. Um, I never was,
They look
and
bad.
especially they look they look bad against UCLA in
They
the
look
title
bad.
game.
They look bad. They did. I'm with you on that.
And I just like South Carolina, a little bit more. They coming from a way tougher conference anyway,
Absolutely.
so I look for South Carolina to get the.
And you took that. Yeah, you honestly, I, I agree with you. Miami is, I would say Miami is a dark horse, right? I wouldn't call them a Cinderella because they are the defending champs. They're more of a dark horse. But my Cinderella is South Carolina. And yes, I'm biased towards the SEC. I can say it on my podcast. It's my podcast. I'm biased. But South Carolina was once at the top of the SEC and was once in the top 25 rankings, like top 15. And for them to have an 11th seed, I think that does them a favor because now people are not. I'm not gonna say looking down on them, but they're not looked upon as the Kentuckys, the Dukes, the Villanovas, the Iowas, the Georgia Techs, the Louisvilles. They're like, oh well, we got South Carolina, and that's good for them because in my opinion, they're a really good ball club, and if they cut it on like they did earlier in the season, I could see them being in the Super 16. I think I have them in the Super 16 as well. I think I have them beating Memphis that next round because I don't think Memphis played the same caliber schedule as South Carolina, but that's my Cinderella team is South Carolina coming out the SEC. Let's just
Yes, I
keep
got
this.
I got. Oh my bad. I was saying I got South Carolina beating Memphis. Also, I got
Hmm.
them facing off against Georgetown in the Super 16.
I think that's exactly
So
what I have there. I'm not sure if my bracket is gonna get leaked or not, but my bracket is an interesting bracket. Like I don't have these top teams just running over schools. I looked at matchups, play styles, players, and I did some research when I did my bracket. But let's just keep going. What's the hardest region you think? And if you need me to break down the regions, I'll go to one and two seed. So in the East, we got Duke as the one seed, Villanova as the two seed. In the South region, we got Alabama as the one seed, Kentucky as the two seed. In the West region, we got Virginia Tech at the one seed, and we got Kansas at the two seed. And last but not least, the Midwest. I think the Midwest is a cupcake. I'll just put that out there. The number one seed is Texas, and number two seed is Georgetown. Which one of these regions is the hardest, in your opinion?
I would say the Southern region.
Mm.
I mean, you have Alabama, you have the defending champs in Miami,
Mhm.
you have Kentucky, you got Iowa,
Mhm.
you got a good Arizona team, that can surprise people.
Hmm.
UNLV, um, Indiana also, even though they're a ninth seed, um, I think they're going to win their first round game. This region from top to bottom is tough, in my
Yes,
opinion.
I couldn't agree more. Like this southern region, the seeding may not matter at this point. I think every game is going to be a good game no matter what, because every team is can possibly win every against the matchup. Maybe not Alabama, Penn State, maybe not Kentucky, Oregon, but the rest of these games, maybe not Auburn, Houston, and no slight against Houston, but I don't think they got that grit that Auburn has. But the rest of these games are toss-ups to me. Well, maybe not Iowa.
I,
Okay, I think the second round, the every game is a toss-up game. Like you could go either way in the Southern Conference, and there's a lot of heavy hitters. I think they did a good job on this conference. This is by far the toughest conference. I mean, not conference, toughest region in hoops area. Okay, J. Paul, this is what the people came to hear. This is the biggest question.
ready.
Besides Duke, coach, what team out of this bracket could you lead to the hoops area championship?
Arizona. I think their offensive scheme is wrong for that roster. I think Corey Yams has been underutilized,
Hmm.
and put him in the scheme that I ran with Bay Area, the Hoppo scheme. And I think him and Juan Valentine, will thrive along with Khalil Erickson. They might be a little light on shooters, but that's something that just going through Yams and Valentine together, I
Right.
think I would be able to get the most out of them.
That's an interesting pick, Coach Bob. Now, I mind you that Arizona has the 10th seed. They're playing against a 7th seed in Purdue. Then y'all would have to see your pick for the national championship, but you weren't coaching at this point. So Kentucky, you have to see Kentucky in the second round. Then you would have to go through. If you win that, you're gonna beat Kentucky. I just want to map out your road. You're gonna beat you're gonna upset the whole tournament technically. So you're gonna beat Purdue. You're gonna beat Kentucky. Then you gotta go. I'm just saying it's gonna be Lemare Sherwood and Iowa in the Super 16. Then let's just say all goes according to plan. You're gonna be playing a 10th seed versus a 1 seed in Alabama in the Grade 8. You're gonna steamroll past Alabama. Okay, perfect. Let's just say all goes well. You're going to see Virginia Tech, Arizona, Virginia Tech in the quad, and you're gonna upset Virginia Tech on the biggest stage possible. And then let's just say Duke is the number one overall seed, so they're gonna make it out the other side of the bracket. It's gonna be Duke, Arizona in the championship, and you say you're gonna put the clamps on Cooper Flag and company to win the national championship, right?
I beat Cooper Flag with foreign prep, so
I beat
like I
it.
said,
You heard it there first. I beat Cooper Flag in prep before, so Hoopsteria national championship game should be no different from Coach Dre Pope. I like that. I really like that, Coach Dre Pope. I like that a lot. I like your confidence. I like that you didn't take another second seed or top seed. I like that you went down and you gave me a team that is ranked a little lower, and you looked up their play style. You know their players' names, so it sounds like you would be all invested over there in Arizona, and you might make a good fit. Who knows? Arizona might be on the lookout for a new coach, especially if they don't win this first round game against Purdue. So,
yeah, I could have took the easy route. I could have took Georgetown, um, because
mhm,
they had players similar to what I ran in Bay Area.
mhm,
But I was like I said, I was looking at all the all the team rosters and all that, and yet Corey Yams just kept coming back to me, just looking at that team and just looking how they played and what could be done different. And Corey Yams was a player that I actually wanted his second year in prep before he went to H Town.
mhm.
So I think that's somebody, and I actually, we have a good relationship. So that would be someone that I would definitely build around. Like so, Arizona, it that would be easy for me. So
Like I said, I like that pick. It's a ballsy pick for sure, but in order to get the reputation you want and make it to the Hall of Fame and make it to the next level, you have to do something that someone else can't do or everybody else is afraid to do. And that's just how it is, Coach Dre Pope. But I thank you for taking the time to join the Court General. You are always welcome here because you are Court General. You're one of the best Court Generals we have in our world. And that just is what it is. So we're just gonna end it like that. You got any last words you would like to say, Coach Dre Pope?
I do appreciate you bringing me up here. I always love talking to you, and I just can't wait to see how Hoops Area shakes out, and then I can find my forever home at SWU.
That's right. I'm looking forward to you getting to the school that wants you the most and the school that you deem necessary for your talent. I'm also looking to see who's gonna come out on top in Chicago in Hoops Area. And that's all for this episode of the Court General. Hashtag see the game, be the game. Peace.